Okay, so I want to do number 45 and 2.1, but there's a lot of words. So when you're reading one of these problems with massive amounts of words, my advice would be to write down what things mean as you go. So one sentence at a time, basically, right? So problems 45 and 46, that's good, I'm doing problem 45. Concern studies suggesting that as CO2 levels rise, hurricanes will become more intense. So CO2 up, hurricanes up. I don't know, maybe, sure. Hurricane intensity is measured in terms of the minimum central pressure P. Min central pressure P in millibars, whatever. The lower the pressure, the more powerful the storm. Lower P means increased strength. Right, I'm just kind of like shorthanding this crap. Let's see. Since warm ocean waters fuel hurricanes, P is a decreasing function of H.
Yeah. Wait, H being is hurricanes going up?
H, I think, being sea surface temperature in degrees up. I made a stupid choice.
So the more degrees there are, the hotter it is, the less pressure there is?
Okay, so they're saying since warm ocean waters fuel hurricanes, P is a decreasing function of H, sea surface temperature.
Okay.
P as a function of H is decreasing. H is 10 degrees centigrade. Cool? All right. Let P equal N of H be the hurricane intensity function for present day CO2 levels, and let so P is N of H is current day. And P is capital N of H is for future. You guys cool with this?
Yeah.
So somehow they've calibrated some models, right? And there's like P, which is some function of H, is the current, and later that'll be a different function. If H naught is the average temperature in the Caribbean Sea, what do the following quantities tell you about hurricane intensity? H naught is average okay, so number 45 is about N of H naught minus N of H naught. Okay, so what the heck does this thing mean? Okay, so let's analyze the pieces. How about that? So this is, which was N?
Future.
N was the future pressures, right?
Future pressures.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I got the future pressure on average, maybe, right? Because it's the average temperature that I'm feeding into the pressure function. You guys see that?
Yeah.
And then what's this other guy?
What's the present pressure?
That's the present pressure on average. Okay, so the whole thing is the future pressure minus the present pressure.
Yeah.
So what's that going to be?
The difference. Change in pressure?
Yeah, that's going to be the, so this thing's going to be the change in pressure on average. then since we've sorted out this block of text, we may as well do 46. So 46 is n of h naught plus 1 minus n of h naught.
Plus 1. So the present.
What did we add 1 to here?
Average temperature present.
The present, right? So this is the present pressure as a function of the average temperature plus 1. See that? So that's like, what would happen if the temperature went up by 1 degree? Right? Like, what would happen to the pressures? And then what am I subtracting from that?
The present pressure. So
I'm subtracting the present pressure. So this whole thing would be the,
change in pressure per degree.
yeah, this would be like the average change in pressure if you go up a degree.
That's cool.
You guys see that? Questions on this? You were hung up in this stage? Yeah. So when you're dealing with one of these like giant blocks of text, just like a little bit at a time, right? One sentence, then go back and check your assumptions. When I write these down, I have a tendency to use like kind of standard variable names, right? Like pick letters that mean something so you don't get hung up later on. The thing that'll really screw you up with one of these problems is if you pick your variables to be x and y.
Yeah, that sounds
Right? Because then you just won't know what they mean. But at least if you pick P for pressure and, I mean, H was a terrible choice for temperature.
No, it's the same thing in chemistry.
Right? Like they got to pick that and they picked a dumb choice.
But it's heat, you know, like.
Sure, yeah. T would still be a better variable.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
And this is time. T's time.
Capital T is temperature, little t is time.
Okay.
Duh.
Cool.